Hey marketers, this is Philippe. Florida Costume March. Yes, I do have a bird here in my office for some reason, but anyway, um, this video is about trade shows and how um, we've discovered that more and more companies who have trade shows in Florida, which is a very big destination for trade shows, um, those companies actually are from everywhere. I mean, we've had calls from Eastern Europe, all of course, the United States, of course, Western Europe, companies that needed costume branded items for upcoming trade shows, and of course they don't want to have to carry all that stuff. In the United States, I would imagine many of them have their local suppliers, or if they don't, or if they feel like they want to have somebody local, we're getting calls from them asking us to get the custom branded items from them sent out to the trade show or sent out to the office to take to the trade show. Most of them just want to have everything go directly to the trade show. Now, there's much logistic when it comes to shipping to a trade show, and making sure that it's going to the right place, the right booth, the right address, and you really have to ask a lot of questions and make sure that when you do order those items that you are dealing with someone who knows what they're doing, so that your custom branded merch doesn't end up in some warehouse somewhere or at the trade show but nobody knows where it is. Besides the fact that we also work as advisories when it comes to what works best, and it's particularly companies who are not located in Florida may not know. If they're targeting Florida companies, may not know what actually is best for Florida. I mean, we are right here, but then beyond that, we're always happy to help with target marketing and making sure that you don't just come to us because you want great prices or whatever, because you want often innovation or specific type of items, or you are eco-conscious and you want to make sure that the items are really eco-conscious, and you don't want to spend a lot of time looking, which many don't. And then even if you spend a lot of time looking, sometimes you'll spend a lot of time but still won't even know a tenth of what's available, which means that you'll miss out on maybe items that will really help you stand out at the trade show. As far as trade shows in Florida, so you have the top locations. The first one being Miami Beach, a very big place. And let me tell you a bit more about that one. Miami Beach. Actually, I don't have it here, so I can't tell you. But please look it up, and we'll make a video about that. And then you have, of course, the next best one, which is also very, very popular, very busy, is the one in Orlando. And then next to that, you're going to have Tampa, and then Fort Lauderdale, who has Palm Beach, and Southwest Florida. So there are many locations for trade shows, some more popular than others, being Miami, Fort Lauderdale, and Orlando. And with that said, again, you want to make sure that you have the right costume branded items and the best possible costume branded items for the market you're trying to target, or at least also for your brand, and make sure that your brand shows properly and makes a great impression. Now, why do costume branded items matter at a trade show? Well, the first one is, and we see it every time, it doesn't matter, at first glance, it doesn't matter what you are offering. It's free. People love giveaways. Now, it won't matter once people come to your booth. They see you have something to give away, so they come to your booth. That's the first attraction. After that, what are you offering? Is it something they're going to use now or later? Is it something that's going to last? It's going to work well? If you're going to give out a pen, for example, is it going to send the right message? If people are into eco-friendly items, are they going to be happy to see a plastic unrecycled pen? So you want to make sure, and also you want to make sure that if you do something like a pen or whatever item you use, and like even a bottle opener, that it's not going to break, and the pen's going to continue writing as long as possible, so that not only will your booth be noticed, but later on you will be remembered, which is our slogan, by the way. Our slogan is get noticed and be remembered. When you give a custom branded item, you are leaving a something tangible, a reminder of your brand, a reminder that they saw you at the trade show. The other great thing about custom branded items, which unfortunately we've seen not being taken advantages enough, or done well enough, is once people come to your booth, it's not just to say, hey, here's a free item, or we sell spaghetti, or whatever you're doing. It's to expand on that. It's an opportunity for networking. So that item you give out, that custom branded merch item that you give out, should give you the opportunity to start a conversation, to talk about your company, to offer more information. People don't always like to walk into a booth, particularly if they feel like, this is really not of interest to me, and they just don't know. The same way you don't know, what's available in terms of custom branded items. Until you ask, you actually don't know, and that's what we're here for. You're going to ask us, and we're going to tell you, have you heard about that one, and it's going to be a big hit, and so on. But again, for you also, when people come to your booth at a trade show, you want to strike a conversation. You want to talk to them about what you do. You want to give them more information. You want to create interest, and then you give them the 1, 2, or 3, or depending upon how much of a connection we have. You may even have like special packages for potential customers that you feel like, wow, those guys really have a high potential to become our client. Let's give them the big package, the one with the bag, the one with all the items in the bag, and something that's really going to make an impression. The next step, as far as custom branded items, you want to make sure that it's memorable. So in other words, be remembered. Okay. And being remembered needs to be something that people are going to use. So, if you're targeting, company, if the trade show is about gardening, for example, plants, vegetation, and so on, so you want to give them something that is going to be useful to them, maybe like a little trowel for planting, a seed packet. There are many ideas, and again, that's what we're here for. You tell us who is your target market, then we'll start digging in and coming up with ideas that will make your trade show even more of a success, bring people up to you, and so on, so you can speak to them about your company. One important thing, we've seen companies give out heavy catalogs. Those are best mailed. Many people don't want to carry those heavy catalogs. The items you're giving out, they need to be portable. You don't want to give out something that's so large that people can't. It's going to be impressive, but how are they going to get it to their car? How are they going to? If they flew in, how are they going to get it on the plane? So particularly if that a lot of people are flying in, you don't want something that's really heavy and very large, of course. Okay, so just make sure that whatever the trade show, if it's a local trade show, so if it's local, people are driving in, maybe it'll be different. But if people are driving in, flying in, you want to make sure that it's portable, and also even just walking around a trade show. Some of those trade shows are gigantic. Who wants to carry pounds and pounds of stuff in a little backpack, or even if you give out a bag, which by the way I think is important to give out a bag with your brand on it, because that's really going to go around the whole trade show, and you're going to get a lot of impressions, which is what you want. You want people to see it. We covered that already. You want to make sure that the items you give out is as unique as possible. Okay, so unique doesn't mean you don't give out a pen. Unique means you give out a pen that's unique, a pen that's going to make a difference. We don't have it right here. We have an excellent pen we use all the time. and it looks eco, and we believe it is eco-friendly. We haven't double checked on that one. We do check on those. It rides beautiful and has weight to it. Okay, not being too heavy. So again, it's a pen, but it's unique looking, and people are more likely to hang on to it if you get out like a stupid stick pen. We have a couple back there. I think you know what we're talking about. I'd be happy to show you. If you send us a message, I'll send you what not to do. Some popular items at a trade show, we can give you a whole list of them. We have it here in front of us. We could read it out to you, but it's so specific. I mean, we wrote an article about it, and in the article we mentioned a few items. But again, it should really be specific to you, to your audience, and what you're trying to accomplish and so on. So again, if you have a trade show coming up in the Miami Beach Convention Center, or the Orange County Convention Center in Orlando, and then the one in Tampa, West Coast, another convention center, or the one in Fort Lauderdale, Broward County Convention Center in Fort Lauderdale. Another big one is Palm Beach County Convention Center, and of course the one in Fort Myers, and the one there's a couple of them around Fort Myers area, smaller venues, but still popular places. And beyond that, some hotels also offer trade show space for smaller trade shows, and so if you're going to any one of those, or if a new one opens up, of course, or if you have something even on a smaller size, give us a call. Let us help you with your custom branded merch, and that's what we're here for. We're here to help you out with your next trade show. We're here to help to make sure that you have as much success as possible with the custom branded items. It's not one of those you go online, you buy it, you're done. It's stupid to do it like that. It's a shame. It's a waste of money, unless it's like throwing a dot on a dartboard and hoping it's going to make it to the center. No, you call us. Increase your chances of success by multiples, by having an expert, someone in the business who can help you out with your next trade show costume branded merch, next trade show items, and help you select something that's going to be that's going to work for you. Give us a call, please. Number here is 386-400-2666. We're here to help you succeed. We're here to be remembered. We're here to make sure that you are noticed and be remembered. Two very important aspects of custom branded merch: get noticed, be remembered. Give us a call, or you can also send us a message if you see this on YouTube or any of the other channels. There should be a link at the bottom that takes you to our website where you can send us a message. Again, this is Philippe at 386-400-2666. Trade show coming up. No matter what country you're calling in, or what country you're coming from, whether it's Western Europe, France, Italy, Germany, or England, or Eastern Europe, Czech Republic, in any other country, or Middle East, Australia, it doesn't really matter. We're here to help you. If you have a trade show in Florida coming up, we're here to help you. Give us a call, and we'll make sure to give you all we have to make sure that you have some success, and that all your items get delivered on time. And if you order things like chocolate, it's not going to come in as one big melted pile of chocolate. Small detail. 386-400-2666. Wishing you success in your next trade show. Be well.